Hi guys, and welcome to this tutorial on Eos. So today we're going to try and finish this tutorial. So last time we got stuck at creating an account, which is somewhere here. So I figured out the problem. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and do this tutorial all over again and actually configure accounts and deploy the BIOS smart contract into the EOSIO account, and also try and deploy the Hello World smart contract into the EOSIO account. So my name is Peter Okwara from EOS Nairobi. I'm in charge of developer relations. So my work is actually to go around and talk about EOS in developer conferences and also try and get developers to develop on EOS. Okay, so to get started, we'll open our terminal and just gonna zoom inside. Gonna zoom in. Yes. This clear screen. I'm gonna create a new directory. So we're gonna move in the documents folder, and over here we're gonna do a new directory. Okay, dir EOS 9cat. Then we're gonna enter that directory EOS 9cat. So in here, we're gonna launch. I just close this. I'm gonna launch VS Code inside here, so you can use whichever editor you prefer. Code. So once VS Code has launched, we are going to create a file known as a docker-compose.yaml file. You can just zoom in. docker-compose.yaml file. This is a file which Docker Compose will actually run. The contents inside it. Okay, so you are to copy this file inside it. So I'm just gonna go in here, paste it inside. Just gonna hide that part. Some things I'm going to remove is this, for example, this part, networks EOSIO. Gonna remove that for now. Over here, we're going to remove also that line, and here also we're going to remove that sentence. We're also going to remove HTTP validate hosts, because for some reason Node-EOS and KUSD do not identify this flag. So we're just gonna remove that part, and we're gonna remove this part. Then we're gonna save. So just pop up my terminal. To confirm you have the file inside, just gonna do an ls, we have it. So to run our Docker instance, we're gonna do sudo docker compose app. Yeah, sudo docker compose app, then press enter, enter our password, and it should be running anytime soon. Okay, we seem to have an error. It says there are containers which are already there, which have a conflict. So the simple way to do this, I'm just gonna clear that. And okay, the reason why there's that error is because I ran Node-EOS earlier, and it was running on containers, and the containers are still there. When I do sudo docker ps-a, you can see that we have two containers still there. solve that issue, I'll try and remove these containers and then try and run it again. So I'm gonna run sudo docker rm, then the container ID. So I'm just gonna copy that and paste it there. Just gonna copy this and then just paste it there. Then I'm gonna click run. Yes, now those containers are removed. When I do that, the containers are not there. Okay. So sudo docker-compose up -d. It's creating these Docker containers, and once it's done, you're gonna see. Oh yeah, when you run with -d, the logs would show, like the logs that show that Eos is running. To show the logs that are running, it's sudo docker. It should be tail. Sudo docker logs. Let's just do minus help. So we want to follow, so it's -f, then it's gonna ask for which container. So we're gonna say no Eos daemon. Then here we are, you can see that Docker is running and EOS.io, the block producer, is producing blocks. Okay, so we're just gonna minimize that and open a new terminal. Let me zoom in so that you guys can see. Okay, so we are done with that part. Of course, just gonna check if it's running. You can get the server information, which we can get from here. When you just copy paste the URL, localhost version 1 chain.get-info. You can also confirm that when you go to developers.eos.io. So in here, we can just go get started and you go to the RPC API. Then you can simply run this command in our terminal and we'll get the same information that shows that our Docker instance is running. Okay, no such file or directory. I forgot something, curl. So it's curl. Oh, let me just copy the whole command. Copy, then paste. So we get the same information outputted within the terminal, which is great. Remember, you can also do that in Node.js. You can also do that in Ruby. You can do that in JavaScript, and you can also do that in Python. I think when we get time next time, I'm gonna try and get the information about the server through a node request. Okay. Once you have verified that is working, just clear that. Then we go back. We want to set an alias for Cleos, because right now when I type alias, Cleos is not there. And also when I type Cleos, the command is not recognized. So to do that, we're gonna copy this and paste it here. I think to note is that all Docker commands should be normally run in sudo, unless you haven't put it in a permission group. Like for me, I haven't put it in a permission group. So in this case, I'll just type sudo in front of it, create that alias. To confirm whether I've created that alias, I'll just type alias. And we have it here, alias Cleos equals sudo docker exec. Okay, so when I type Cleos, just input my password. Yes, Cleos is working right now. So we want to get, again, the server information, just like we did it here, get info. The simple way is you can just go here, you see you can get. So when I type Cleos get, these are all the information you can get. So, and I'm interested in getting info. So you can just say clears get info, press enter, and it outputs all the info about the server which is running, which is great. And we have the block producer, which is ESIO. We have several information, yeah, which is great. Let's go back here. We have created an alias. So step 2, you're going to create an account, but first you're going to create a key and you're going to create a wallet. So as I did last time, I'm just going to go here, create a new file called passwords. Just for this tutorial, I'm just going to hide that. Then we're going to create some keys. So how do you create keys? Cleos. Under Cleos, you can have create. So you can say Cleos create. The Cleos create, you have key. So you can say Cleos create key, and generates for us a private key and a public key. So these keys we can just copy, and over here you can just paste there. So again, you can create as many keys as you want, just a matter of running the command again and again. You can create as many keys as you want. But for now, we want to have just these 2 keys for default. So what you're going to do is going to create a default wallet next. So how to do that is just basically type clears, sorry. I want to run this in my folder. So cd into documents, Eos 9 cut. Okay. Creating a wallet. Cleos, and the Cleos you have wallet. So we say Cleos wallet. The Cleos wallet you have create. So Cleos wallet create. We say Cleos wallet create, it creates a wallet known as default, and it gives us a password for the wallet. So in case you lock and unlock. So I'm just gonna copy that password into here, just below that. So how do you know if the wallet is locked or unlocked? We can do Cleos wallet. The Cleos wallet you have list, which is here. So it says list open wallets. If it's star, it means it's unlocked. So when you say Cleos wallet list, over here you can see the wallet is unlocked as specified here. Okay, we can try and lock it just for fun. Cleos wallet lock, and by that it will lock the default wallet. When say Cleos wallet list, it shows that the wallet is indeed locked, and the evidence to that is due to the asterisk missing. To unlock it, Cleos wallet unlock. Just press enter. Just ask us for the password. Password, you have it here. Just copy, and we just paste it here. Press enter. It has unlocked. So Cleos wallet list shows that the default wallet is unlocked. Okay. So next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna try and import a key, a private key, into that. That private key, you're gonna use it for account you're gonna create later. So yeah, we're gonna try and import this private key. So I'll just copy that private key and go here. Then how do you import? Cleos wallet. The Cleos wallet we have import. So Cleos wallet import. You press enter, we have the key which can specify. This one is not necessary at the moment, so I'll just say Cleos wallet import key, and we paste the private key. Press enter. Okay, we have an extras error, meaning that we added some extra information. Let's press enter. Okay, Cleos wallet import, just paste the key by itself like that. Then when you press enter, it says imported private key for EOS 5 PVM CNA. When you go back here, you see it's EOS 5 PVN CNA, which is the same public key. So, and again, when you import a private key, the Eos or Eos or the KSD, actually I think it's the KSD software, can work backwards and determine the private key, the public key, sorry, for whichever private key you have. So public and private key come in pairs. So from the private key you can derive the public key. But you cannot derive a private key from a public key. Again, you can derive a public key from a private key, but you cannot derive a private key from a public key. Yeah, so it's important, very important to keep your private keys safe. Okay, how do we check the keys we have important? So when you say how you do that is Eos Wallet list. Eos Wallet list of all the wallets. Eos Wallet, let's see there. We want to list keys. Eos Wallet keys lists provides a list of public keys from unlocked wallets. So when you say, and again, public keys. So when you say Eos Wallet list, Eos Wallet keys. Indeed, it shows us the public key, which is this one, EOS 5 PVN CNA. Okay, let's try and see if it can list the private key. So it says Eos Wallet private underscore keys, enter. Access for a password, which is this. So just copy and we paste it in here. And it shows us the public key, which is same as this, and the private key 5JGIM, which is matches actually. So yeah, we are on the right track. Yes. So as I said, these keys come in key pairs. We have the public key and a private key, which come in pairs. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is we can do this actually if you want. It's just creating another wallet known as producer. Okay, you can just do it for fun. How do you create a new wallet? So creating a wallet with a new name, you have to specify the -n. So in this case, you say Eos Wallet, go back, Eos Wallet create, Eos Wallet create -n. Okay, it's just create. Okay. -n. Then you have to specify the wallet name. So in our case, they said the wallet name is producer. And that creates a wallet known as producer and gives us a password for locking and unlocking the wallet. So I just go here, say producer, small caps, producer. Then under it, just paste the password for that wallet. Just save that. Yes, and then of course you can import a private key into that wallet, and then again you have to specify -n producer. If you don't specify this, it will by default import to the default wallet, which is default.wallet basically. So we go here, Eos Wallet import, okay, minus n producer, import, copy this there, then just paste it, press enter. Okay, it says extras, wait, extras error, which is minus n producer. Let's see. Cleos, okay, should be Cleos Wallet Import minus n. Cleos Wallet Import minus n, the producer wallet, and then we specify the private key. Private key starts with number 5. When you paste it in there, press enter. It says imported private key for that. Yeah. So in this case, yeah, this is the public key for that private key. So I'll just copy it here for reference. That's the public key. Then this is the private key. Then just save that. Then when you go back, what you're gonna try and do is, let's see if you can list Cleos Wallet. Cleos Wallet keys. Let's see. Cleos Wallet keys lists keys in the default wallet. You can confirm that by 5J. Actually, it lists all the keys. So we have EOS 5 PVM from the default wallet, and we have EOS 6M YRA from the producer wallet. You're gonna try Cleos Wallet private keys underscore keys. Press enter. As for password, let's see what happens if I put the producer password. Oh, sorry, that's not the password. Let's see if happens producer password. I think it should give me an error, but let's see. Yeah. So I think you need to specify minus n producer. Let's see. Minus n minus minus n. Let's see. List of private keys from an unlocked wallet usage. Cleos Wallet private keys, then the options. Minus, and the option is minus n producer, name of the wallet. Press enter. Ask for the password, and you just copy and you paste it inside. And whoa, yeah, we get the keys. So we have your 6M RYAIJQ 8, which matches that, and we have 5K QWR PBWDL, yes, which matches that. Yes, very nice, very nice. Okay, let's continue. So this is where we got stuck last time. So in this case, we are supposed, your SIO was to create an account, and you have an account name, and you have an owner public key, active public key. So this is what, for example, I wanted to create an account named after my name, Cleos Wallet, Cleos Create Wallet, Cleos Create Wallet. Your SIO is the person creating the wallet, and then the account name is Peter, and then I wanted to use these keys. For example, I want to use the default wallet, the keys in the default wallet. So I wanted to use this key. you can see here, it says that it wants you can just zoom in a bit. It wants an owner public key and an active public key. I want to use the same key for the owner and the active. So just press there and press there. Then press enter. Clear script wallet ESI repeater. I think you're supposed to specify a required error subcommand required. I think you're supposed to specify the permissions. No, not really. Close create account ESIO, account name. Okay, let's just try it being like that. Actually, it's not create wallet. We're trying to create an account. I think that's where the error comes in. So previous command had two keys which were the same. It's the owner key, owner active key, and the is it owner and the active key. Sorry. So over here, say suppose say Cleos create account EOSIO and just give me an error, which is that. So let's see if that account still exists. Cleos. You want to check if an account exists in the blockchain. So how do you do it? You do Cleos get. So you can go Cleos get, and you can get account. Cleos get account. Then it expects the name of the account. So the name of the account is Peter. And oh, okay. Funny thing, it has created the account. This time it's working. So the account has the same key for owner and the same key for active. That is EOS5PVM, EOS5PVM. The same key we added earlier. So that's how you create an account. You can create another account if you want to. So let's try and create another account. Let's call the account James or something. So what I'll do, I just change the name here. We'll see if it will work. Okay, we get an executed transaction. Transaction executed locally, but will be confirmed by the network. So EOSIO has done this new account. The creator is EOSIO, the name is James. And I think if you are fast enough, you can see over here in the logs that it created the account. Yes, I think it's here. Where is it? Anyway, you can just continue on. But normally, when you execute an account, you'll actually see it in the logs. Like an account has just been created. And you can get information about the account by just running Cleos get account James or Cleos. Jesus. Cleos. Then it shows all the information about the account. So we have the keys it has. These are the public keys. That's the memory it has. Memory this time is RAM. That bandwidth and CPU bandwidth, which is unlimited at the moment. But this scenario cannot exist. In the main chain, you actually have to pay for these resources. You actually have to stake some tokens to actually have all these resources. Okay. Next thing we're gonna try and load the BIOS contract. BIOS contracts normally when you want to run your own chain or when you are trying to run the mainnet. So what we did is we had the EOS account and we had to load the BIOS contract because the BIOS contract holds very crucial information or contracts that run the EOS network, and one of them is listed in here. See, for example, staking and unstaking of tokens, reserving bandwidth for CPU and memory. So those are some of the very crucial things that the BIOS contract does. So how are you going to run it? You're going to say clear state contract, EOSIO /contract / so the command you run is clear state contract. Then you have to specify who is doing whose permission. In this case, it's EOSIO, and the path to the contract. So in our case, it's under contracts EOSIO.BIOS. You also have to specify their permission again with which key. So we're going to use the active key. So we're going to try and do that. Cleos set contract EOSIO, then /contract /EOSIO.BIOS -p EOSIO @active. Press enter. Okay, we have an error. You can just try that again. I'm still having an error. Just copy the way it is and try again. Okay, we get a reading was.wasm from contract EOSIO BIOS EOSIO BIOS.wasm using already assembled wasm. So in this case, the EOSIO.BIOS contract is already compiled into a wasm. Wasm meaning a WebAssembly file. So you have, I think I can show it. When you go to github.com/EOSIO/EOS, we get into the GitHub repo for EOS. And under contracts, too much zoom. Under contracts, we can see the list of demo contracts that we have. So in my case, I was playing around with the EOSIO.BIOS contract. So contracts are written in C++. Like in our case, the EOSIO BIOS contract is written in C++. And in order to run the contract in the EOS network, you actually compile the C++ into what is known as a wasm file, which is WebAssembly format. You all know that EOSIO runs on WebAssembly, and yeah, in order to run the smart contract, you have to compile it to WebAssembly. And this is just header files for the same file, for the same contract. I think to note about the EOSIO.BIOS contract is in the ABI file. This states what kind of things the contract can do. And I think the only one I can talk about is I think the set account. Yes, okay. I think there are several I can talk about, like set producers. This was recently added, this action. So you can send some fields into the EOSIO.BIOS contract. You actually push transaction the EOSIO.BIOS contract. So in this case, you're telling the contract to set some of the producers. This is crucial in terms of the mainnet. Sometimes you may find that one producer may be down, so you have to, let's say, and register that producer and set another producer to continue on producing blocks until the other producers fix its errors and then it comes back alive. So that's where this action set producers comes in. Another one I can talk about if I may scroll up, is the easiest one is new account. So new account, yeah, you could send these fields to the smart contract where you specify the creator. Like you see when you are creating a new account for us, we were using EOSIO as the creator. And then you specify the name of the new account, then you specify the owner key of the account, which is the public key as you were specifying in the previous setup, and you specify the active key. Yes, I think that one I can easily explain about that. Okay, just close that. Yeah, and then yeah, and ABI will like in a low level tell you what a smart contract can do or not do. So these are examples. New accounts. This smart contract, the eos.bios smart contract can create a new account, set code, set ABI, update authentication, hit authentication, link unlink, cancel delay, and all that until set producers require authentication. Yes, and that's what that contract does. Of course, if you want to shut down your Docker instance, you can just simply run docker-compose down over here. Oh yeah, when it says transaction took too long, sometimes it runs the transaction, and yeah, you may find that it ran the transaction, but it just says that it took too long. Like you may find this is an error. You may think that it hasn't executed the transaction to blockchain, but it has actually done it. But I think you can try and run it again. And yeah, over here it says reading wasm from this directory where you have a smart contract. Then it says using already assembled WebAssembly format. Then it says publishing contract. So it has executed a transaction which is there. And it says warning the transaction has been executed but will be confirmed in the network. And over here it says EOSIO set code, meaning that the EOSIO account has the one which is the one which has set the contract and all the information about that. I think you can try and get information about this transaction. You can say Cleos get transactions. You can see over here you have transaction. So Cleos get transaction and then ID. So Cleos get transaction and then you specify the ID. Just paste it there, press enter, and then this all the information about the transaction. Yeah, nothing much about that, really. Okay, let's see. We can get let's try EOSIO get code. Let's try and get code from the smart contract which we just deployed, which is the eosio.bios smart contract. So Cleos get code. It requires the name of the account whose code should be retrieved. Okay, I think the name of our account is EOSIO. Yeah, just produces the hash. Okay, another thing to note is what normally happens, you have an account and then you have a smart, God, writing is horrible, smart contract. So always remember, a smart contract always goes into an account. It always enters an account. So you cannot just deploy a smart contract out of thin air. You have to deploy a smart contract into an account. Like for us, for example, what we did is we deployed a smart contract into the EOSI account. So we had an EOSIO account, and we deployed a smart contract known as EOSIO dot BIOS smart contract into the EOSIO account. That is basically what you have done. I think I'll do one demo while I'll deploy a Hello World smart contract into an account, another account name. So just stay tuned. We talked about that. Is there any other information you can get? Let's try and get the ABI. ABI is basically this file. All smart contracts normally, most of them have an ABI, which basically explains what the smart contract does. So when I run that command, I think I should expect something of this nature. So the command is what? Eos get ABI. You see, ABI name of the account. ABI and the account which has the smart contract is EOSIO. And yes, we get that information, which is all there, the same as what we get here in the GitHub repository, exact same. That's great. So one more thing, we're gonna try and deploy into an account. We're gonna try and deploy a Hello World smart contract into an account. In this case, our Hello World will be pre-compiled. It's a smart contract which has already been compiled. And how do we do that? I think, so what we did is we already created an account called Peter, Eos get account Peter. And that's all the information about that account. So how do you upload that smart contract? So we know that the smart contract is, it's inside Docker, so basically it should be hello. There's a lot of abstraction, so don't worry if this doesn't make sense. But our smart contract is here. It's already pre-compiled. If I can annotate that. Yeah, it's already pre-compiled inside the Docker. This just helps you. It just mounts the content inside the Docker outside. So just know that this does actually that. Okay, so let's try and just deploy that smart contract. Gonna use the previous format. When I was doing that format in myself, I was getting errors. When I was trying to type it, just getting errors. So I think it's just better I paste. So I just need to go here and change this to Peter, and then I'm gonna use Peter. Press enter. Yes, it says reading wasn't from that. Okay, sorry. You deployed the BIOS smart contracts into Peter account and you wanted the hello. So I'm just gonna change this to hello. Make sure it just matches. Hello, yes, it matches. So when I press enter, it has deployed. And can you catch it here? Not really. Yeah, anyway. So again, it says reading worst WebAssembly file. So again, when you set contract, it's looking for a compiled version of the C++ file. So the compiled version is WASM, WebAssembly file format. You can see over here, .wasm, and then it also looks for an ABI file, and then publishes the contract, gives us a code, then tells us the transaction may be actually executed, but maybe you're not seeing it or something. So that's how you set code and set ABI. So that's how you deploy another smart contract into another account. So again, if you have a decentralized application that you're running, you will ideally deploy a smart contract into an account, whether it's a decentralized application or it's a smart contract. Yes, and I think that's it for today. Okay, you can just run that. Okay, when you do Control C, okay, that was for the streaming logs, so it just doesn't do anything. Do we have another? So Docker is still running. If I do like that and say Docker is still running, but if I want to stop Docker, when I do Control C, it's still running in the background. So if I want to stop it, I'll just say Docker. Actually, I'll say sudo docker compose down. When you press that, it says stopping KSD, which is the wallet software, Node.usd, and it says removing network, use 9-cat default. And to confirm that, when I want to stream the logs and I press enter, it's gonna say, give me an error because no such container is running, nothing is running, I just stopped everything. And then again, to run it up, sudo docker compose up, this is one way. But in this way, it will show you all the logs directly. You see, I'm seeing all the logs live. But sometimes I don't want to do that. So when I type Control C, it's actually gonna stop. So if you want to do it without seeing the logs, docker compose up -d, then it just starts everything, the background. So it's now running the background. Then you can do the stream sudo docker logs -f Node.usd, which now streams the logs. Yes. So that's it for today. I hope you guys have learned a lot. Tomorrow we're gonna try and do the next part 2 of this tutorial where we look at the Hello World smart contract. We're gonna try and interact with it as much as possible, and we also going to try and deploy a token smart contract and also interact with it. And by interacting with it, meaning we wanna create some tokens and transfer some of these tokens to other people. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any question, just drop down in the comments. We also share the modified file for the docker-compose.yaml in between in the description of the link. Okay.